I'm Chris Atkinson, I'm the Woodland Heritage Officer from Pennine Prospects, and we're here today at Towneley Hall, really celebrating the launch of the Celebrating Our Woodland Heritage project. Across Towneley Park today, you go around the woods, there's stands where everybody's kind of doing woodland craft, utilising the resources around them and showing the traditional methods used.
Well, today I'm making a gate hurdle, which is a sort of traditional gate that we use for keeping sheep in, so you can move them around. And they were made out of splitting wood into 8 parts and then using the shave horse and the draw knife to shape those 8 parts so they all fit together. So I use a froe, just one of these, and I jam that in, and literally I'm forcing the wood apart down the grain. So rather than cutting through the wood, I'm actually separating the wood along the grain. And I end up with all the various parts that I need. I start off some big lumpy bits like this, which are going to be the sides, and some smaller, thinner pieces, sort of wedge shaped, that'll be the cross rails. So it's quite a little gate I'm making, so if you imagine, it's going to look like that eventually. Woodlands like this would have been traditionally worked and the material used in these ways, and they still can be, and they still are. I mean, this is my full-time living, making things, making furniture, making gates from the wood, so these kind of skills still have a use. So in a weird sort of way, woodland heritage can and should be about working woods now and how we use them.
The aim of this project is to kind of cut around all of the ancient woodlands of the entirety of the South Pennines, look at the heritage of it and record it. And one of the key aspects of this is to involve local community groups, school groups, youth groups, anybody really that just wants to get involved and learn something about archaeology, learn about the heritage of their woodlands that are on their doorsteps, and gain a greater appreciation for these really rare resources that are within the British Isles.
Right, where's the map? How much further to the crafting?
Look, there's the owl.
My name's Cherry Chong. I'm a basket maker and willow sculptor, and I'm doing a willow workshop so that people can have a go and learn how to do some willow weaving and take something away with them, and see what kind of materials can be used that are native to our woodlands.
Pull them in a bit, yeah.
I do sometimes use willow that I've cut locally for living willow projects, but the willow I've got here today that we make these kind of structures from has come from Somerset. At one time there would have been local willow grown to here and a local basket making industry, but really that's all died away now.
When the grass gets wet with the dew, all the worms come out the ground to get the moisture. Badgers can smell them. I mean, they eat everything. This man said peanuts.
I like peanuts.
Cheese sandwiches, he gives them cheese sandwiches.
Butter.
They love cheese sandwiches.
Salt on it.
Hello, my name's Arlene. I'm a volunteer with Lancashire Badger Group. Our main aim is to help protect badgers across Lancashire, to stop baiting and wildlife crime.
We protect the badger habitat.
Over the next 3 years we're going to have a series of open day events like this, but also more practical getting in to woodlands and carrying out archaeological surveys of these woodland environments. As well as this, we have a programme of forest schools.
There you go. Make sure it's not too hot.
We're working with children to bring them out into the woodland, carry out forest school projects with them, and also take them to other areas of woodland away from their school. It's basically a way of building their self-esteem, learning outdoors. These are often children who've never been in the wider outdoors.
The Woodland Heritage Project is a fantastic project because it's enabled us to work with more schools than we otherwise would be able to.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Woodlands, you know, they're not just these pretty things we go and walk around today. They were vastly important in human history. They supported the Industrial Revolution, the charcoal for the mills, the raw materials for building structures throughout history, from prehistory through to today.
Well, what I'm doing is making a stool leg. I make chairs, tables and stools. So this is a piece of cleft ash, actually from Towneley Park, believe it or not, from the tree team. I'm using a shave horse to hold the timber and shape it with a draw knife, which is your basic greenwood working tool. Bodging is what it was known as.
It's on the project you can see there, building there.
Yes, there's a charcoal burn going on here, sort of like a small scale.
Oh yeah.
Traditionally they were done on an earth clamp, sort of like with turves on top. And you have to sort of like sit with them for
You showed us how to make that, you did, yeah.
At events like this, it's a fantastic opportunity to just let people know, the public and people who like the woods, local woods, tell them what's going on in the woodlands, what the heritage side of it is, why we do it. I mean, I teach people to all the traditional crafts as well that go along with the coppicing side of things, which is what I do. It's just fantastic to be able to pass on skills and also talk to the public, you know, and just really engage with them. You know, most people love what you do, and it does help. You know, people are more likely to want to support, you know, local businesses that are helping the environment that they live in. You know, and it's a win-win situation really. And it's often you find people, you know, maybe the older generation as well, that, you know, have little stories to tell as well, which are wonderful, about maybe the woodlands that you've been working in, or maybe, you know, certain tools that you haven't used, and things like that. So it's not just sort of like the heritage of the woodlands, it's the heritage, I suppose, of the kind of like the connections with the communities as well. I think that's very important.
Woodlands do need working. A woodland that's just left alone will get to maturity and collapse all at once and be a mess. Where if you keep working woodland, taking out various trees at different stages, you can maintain a woodland that will stay forever. And the horses are a brilliant way to do it. And when you get the public round, if they see horses working, they are much more on board doing that sort of work, rather than seeing tractors come in and make a mess. The horses can do it subtly. All around the north of England there's a lot of steelworks and things like that, as an example, and they use charcoal. And woods like this would have been managed as coppice, where the trees would be cut down on roughly a 7-year cycle depending on the species. You know, they have no other choice but horses, so you'd have seen big teams working when they wanted big trees. So a lot of these old parklands that the councils have taken over now, where they've been managed for industrial use in the past, now are managed for amenity. The horses are green working, they're not burning fuel, they do less damage to the ground. There's no reason to ever stop working horses. Going in and looking and recording all of the ecology of these woodlands gives us a great idea of what's going on, but the ecology record along with the historical record are all going to feed into understanding how to manage these woodland resources as well. So at the end of the project, not only will we have this kind of huge public engagement, and that along with the records will all feed into future management plans of these woodland resources as well, ensuring that these sites aren't neglected and that the management that occurs here is sustainable. It is going to be for the benefit of the local ecology as well as the heritage.